Welcome to UTech's VB tutorial series. In this video, we are going to see how to load data into a MS Flexgrid, how to edit it, and how to change the cell color of MS Flexgrid. Source code is available at utechsolutions.com/projects/vb_flexgrid.rar. Here I open the project. I added a MS Flexgrid component here. MS Flexgrid control, and here is the MS Flexgrid control. I dragged this Flexgrid control here. This MS Flexgrid and named is Flexgrid. And I added one a text box and a command button for searching the records, and one button for updating the record, and a one close button for closing the screen. In this project, I have already added the registration form, login form, and a main screen, on flash screen, and crystal report controls here, which are already discussed in the previous videos. In this video, we are going to see how to load records into a MS Flexgrid. Let us start with the coding. Here is the text box called name search, text name search, and in the command button, we are opening the record set here. Select star from registration, where student name like whatever data we are given for searching, and order by student name. Record set is open here. Select star from registration, where student name like whatever name we are given. So whatever, if the records, it is getting the record, that is the record set end of file is false, then it will start loading the records into a Flexgrid. The first column MS Flexgrid is the grid name and test.testmatic. I is starting with 1 if I is equal to 1, and the first column, that is the first record. The first column, it is loading the registration number, and the second column, that is it is loading the student name, third column father name, fourth column mother name, and the fifth column phone number, sixth column address, and seventh column registration ID. And here we are given a condition for changing the cell color. That means if the phone number starting with 98, if it is starting with 98, it will change the color of that grid fourth column, that is the phone number column. It will change the color of the phone number column. And if it is not 98, it will be the original color, whatever it is, that is white. And we are loading the registration ID in the seventh column, and while selecting the row, we can get the registration ID, and we can load the rest of the data using this registration ID. It is how we are loading the records into a grid. Let us run it. The user ID is A, password is A. Here's the main form, and the edit registration is the button. I am not giving any condition. If I am giving MA, that means starting with Magesh. And if I am not giving any data, so it will load all records. And if the phone number is starting with 98, it will change the color of the cell. And we can edit the records here, and we can update with the update button. You will see the coding side now. On the cell key press event, on the cell key press event, we are, if the key ASCII is not is equal to is equal not is equal to 13. That means if it is equal to 13, else. That means if it is not is equal to 13, select the column first. If the column is 0, 0 means the first column, and here we will checking that the seventh column, that is the registration ID column, is greater than 0. If the registration is available, that is registration number is more than 0, if the registration number is available, it will write to, we will call a write to FLX function and passing some parameters like the kiosk key, whatever kiosk key we are pressing, the grid name and the column name, and this a boolean value, that is whether it is true or false. And we will see how the function is written. We'll go to the function here. The function is written in the module 1, and here is the function write to FLX. In the write to FLX function, we have the parameters like kiosk key, that is a key code we are pressing, and the flex name, that is a MS Flexgrid name, and the column which we are editing, and whether it is the number, that is a boolean value, whether it is true or false. These are the parameters we are passing to the function, and first we are checking that whether it is the keys are pressed or is not is equal to 8. 8 means the backspace, and 27 is the escape button, and 13 is the enter key, and or MS Flexgrid column greater than the, if it is greater than the whatever column we are passing, and less than the column, that is the column, whatever column we are passing, whether we are checking that column. And if these values are not, that escape value or enter key, and the column is on the current grid itself, then it will write. There is two conditions. One is for if the number is true and the number is false. Number is true means it will write only the numeric values, and number is false means it will write all values. If the number is true, then if the kiosk is greater than 46 and less than 57, that means it is only numeric values, that is 0 to 9 and dot and slash. So it will accept only that values here. And if the values is between, if it is value entered are numeric values and dot value, that is decimal, and that is slash value, so it will write to the Flexgrid column. It will add to the MS Flexgrid column to a plus, that is whatever value, character value we are given. And if it is the number is false, that means we can write any value onto the Flexgrid. So if it the boolean value, that is the number value, that is true or false value. If it is false, then it will write all values to the MS Flexgrid column plus is that is the character value of that whatever key we press. If the key code is 8, kiosk is 8, that means the backspace. If we are pressing the backspace, it will, here we are adding the digits to the whatever value we are available is available with the in the column, and here we are deleting one character from the, if we are pressing the backspace, it will delete the last two character from the column. So it will be the MS close column -1. So it will delete the last character here, and here we are adding the whatever character we are entering to the Flexgrid. There are two conditions. One is if it is numerical value, if the boolean value is true, then it will add only numeric values. If it is false, it will add all characters into the grid. This is the function and we will go back here on the key press event. We are writing, if the column is 0, that means the first column we are writing, that is the registration ID. Here is the student name, then father name, mother name, phone number and address. As per the column, we can edit the, here we can, it will edit the columns here. And the first column true means it is only take the first registration ID, it will take only numerical value, and other columns it will take all numerical and character, and the phone number also it will take only numerical value, and the other, this one address column, it will take numeric and character values. Let us start, run and see. So it will load the record. We can edit. Just update. So it is getting updated. So we can edit the columns here, write anything, and we can update the columns also. Just we will start with the 98 here and update it, and just load it. The color has changed. Now we will go with the update button. In the update button, the option first is asking for whether you want to update the record or not, and from the I is equal to 1 to Flexgrid rows minus 1, that is the first row to last row. So it will check that whether it is a record registration ID is available, that is the 7th column is registration ID. If the registration ID is more than 0, so it will execute the command update registration, set registration ID is equal to the first column, the student name is the second column, father name is the third, mother name is fourth, student name, father name, mother name, phone number and address, where registration ID is equal to the 7th column. This is the 7th column. So it will update the record or available in the grid. All the records available in the grid if the registration ID is more than 0. The valid grid entries are updated here. Then it will, here we are beginning the transaction for the update. Here we are ending the committing the transaction for an update, and it will give a update message. If there is any error, it will go to the jump into the rollback section and give the message of whatever error it is generating. This is all for this video. We will see in the next video. Till then, have a nice day. Thank you. Goodbye.